On our short excursion to Cozumel, we wanted to take the day and do something where we can learn about the Mexican people and their culture.
While it was educational, it was actually a lot of fun. And of course, we got to go shopping!
Hola. Sir, the Mexican paparazzi, huh?
Yeah, see. If you want to go to discover Mexico, it's an easy 15-minute walk from the boat. However, on our way, we were soon overtaken by this gang of Segway bandidos.
They wave is shouting.
But it's a very happy day because this is very funny. It's a very happy day. But with the celebration of this tradition represented here in Mexico, the celebration is on November 1st and 2nd. Did you know what tradition I'm talking about?
Dia de los Muertos.
Exactly, in Spanish. You see, that's the correct answer in Spanish. El Día de los Muertos. El Día de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, is a special day.
David was a great tour guide. He made us feel very welcome, and he actually told many funny jokes.
Weird drinks of Mexican artists. In this case, well, maybe too much tequila the night before. Right here in the middle. In that little area, there's a representation of the most important part of the alimentation for the Mexican people. There's something that we love to eat there. Look at this little area, and can you see what is represented right there? As you can see, there's three Mexican women there making something with their hands.
Tortillas?
Exactly, con tortillas. But the most interesting piece is the rooster, the red one. Look at the red rooster, you can get closer, and can you tell me what is that made of? What is it made of?
Peppers.
It's made of peppers. All different kind of peppers around. If you want, you can get closer to that area, and you can see in general about the popular art in the Mexican traditions here. For example, different pieces of art in this section in different materials in miniature, the popular art of Mexico. Then we have one of the most important traditions in Mexico, the Day of the Dead, El Día de los Muertos, right here, miniature but authentic pieces. Down here, this is very important for Mets in Mexico. This is a place that we love to visit, especially on weekends, this one. It's a typical Mexican bar. We got tequila and beer, Mexican beer around. But these are the typical Mexican bars. Did you know how we call them in Mexico? There's a very popular word.
Cantinas.
Exactly, cantinas. I don't know, you go there too often? Cantina means a typical Mexican bar. The original cantinas, they look like this one. Then we have here how the people celebrate something in a little town where everyone look exactly like the real ones at this moment with the same colors and images. So if you take pictures of these replicas, when you go back home, if you show the pictures to your friends, nobody's going to know if it's the real one or not. You can tell you were there. But to visit all of them in Mexico, it takes more than 1 month to visit all because Mexico is a big 1,000 years ago. So the Olmecs in Mexico, they built this temple a long time ago and they use it like a calendar. It's a reference of a calendar. As you can see, there's a lot of little windows around the temple in those different levels. But if you count the windows in the real temple, there's exactly 365 windows, the days of our calendar. So how they can know what's the date, for example, if they use it like a calendar? Okay, the first day of the year, the Olmecs, they put a candle in the first window. The next day, they just move the candle to the second window. How this Mayan temple is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Because it's very interesting. It takes three generations of the Mayans to finish it. But the Mayans built this temple in honor to Kukulkan, that is the most important god for the Mayans. The Mayans represent this god Kukulkan with a huge snake. And for the Mayans, Kukulkan was the god of the gods, the biggest god for them. It is all over Mexico. But here, this is basically what the Spanish did in Mexico right after they conquered the Aztecs. If you go to the real area of this one, if you go to the real one, the location is very close to Mexico City, so it's part of the Aztec culture. But if you go there, you're going to find exactly like this. There, you're going to see only that part of one of the Aztec temples, one of the most important Aztec temples, but on top of the Aztec temple is a Spanish cathedral. The message is very clear because as you can see, the Spanish, they put their culture on top of the Aztec culture, their temples on top of the Aztec temples, trying to say maybe we are stronger than you, finally we conquer you, so now you have to trust in our culture, forget about your temples and your gods, your religion, you have to trusting us now. And then they forced all of the cultures in Mexico, they forced them to speak a different language and trust in a different religion, culture, tradition, and everything until 1810 when finally Mexico has the independence from Spain. Two different parts. Both parts are very important. The first part is, of course, the independence of Mexico in 1810, the independence from Spain. But 100 years after independence, in 1910, Mexico has a revolution. The revolution was a civil war inside of Mexico trying to get a better government and a better situation because the Mexican government in 1910 was really bad, a lot of corruption. So the people fight and they make a revolution in Mexico to get a better government and a better situation for everybody and a better constitution and everything. So actually, that happens in most of the countries in the world. Most of the countries in the world, they have their own civil war, their own revolution inside. Mexico had their own revolution, but in 1910, so 100 years after independence. So now Mexico has heroes from the independence in 1810 and heroes from the revolution in 1910. In that monument, you can find the most important leaders of the revolution. They are very popular in the history now. One of those is Pancho Villa, that he was the leader. Remember, this is very important for your test later. Independence, 1810. Revolution, 1910. Two different histories. And next year is going to be a very big celebration in Mexico because Mexico next year in 2010 is going to celebrate 200 years of independence and 100 years of revolution. Family?
Patrocinado por Coca-Cola Zero.
Beautiful art. But something is happening with this palace in Mexico City. As you can see, the palace is not in the same level of the street. It's like one step down because the palace there in Mexico City is sinking little by little every year. I have a god. The name of that god is Huitzilopochtli in the Aztec language. The legend says that one day the Aztec god gives a message to the leader of the Aztecs in a dream, and the message says you have to travel to the south all the way down until you find this signal. There's going to be an eagle eating a snake on top of a cactus. When you find that signal, stay there. Build a city there for you and live there forever. Don't move anymore. So the Aztecs did like the god says, and they traveled to the south looking for that signal. Finally, after years, they found the signal right there in that point where the center of Mexico City is now. And it was exactly like the god says. A real eagle eating a snake on top of a cactus was on top of a little island. And the little island was in the middle of a huge, huge lake. A lot of water around. So now, Mexico City is built on top of a lake. Now it's Mexico City on top, and then the city of the Aztecs on the ground, and then the lake. So that's why the ground is not stable, and Mexico City in some buildings are sinking little by little.
Absolutely. It was just exquisite. And it was just so well done.
Clap.
Pancho's backyard is well known for their margaritas, and I can see why. They were great. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso.
Hey guys,
Hey, Frank.
you look great in this hat.
Thanks. I had a really good time at Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too much fun.